body prepares to file copies of the documents used to declare President Uhuru Kenyatta's re-election by midnight tomorrow.
We thought there were more than this.
After picking copies of the presidential poll petition and support evidence from the National Super Alliance on Sunday, electoral body IEBC is required by Article 12, subsection 2 of the Supreme Court Act to avail by midnight Tuesday certified copies of all documents used to declare the result of the presidential election. For the purpose of the NASA petition, these documents are Forms 34A from all the 40,883 polling stations, Forms 34B from the 290 constituencies, and Form 34C used to declare the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta. This happening 48 hours ahead of the deadline for IEBC, its chairman Wafula Chebukati and President Uhuru Kenyatta to file responses to the NASA petition.
Well, the law gives the IEBC 4 days in which to file a response, so that is midnight on Thursday. So the IEBC will respond by midnight on Thursday.
This as Third Way Alliance presidential candidate Dr. Uhuru Aukot applied to be enjoined to the petition in interest of the greater public good to present his audit of the electoral process for consideration by court. But the petition, whose pre-trial hearing is slated for Saturday, could be the most closely watched court battle in political circles over its potential to alter the presidential swearing-in and parliamentary calendar, depending on the final verdict.
If it is seen that there were irregularities befitting and vitiating the pronouncement and the declaration that President Uhuru Kenyatta is the presidential elect, that can be set aside, and therefore a new presidential election is held.
If it is not convinced that these claims merit the invalidation of the election of President Uhuru Kenyatta, it will dismiss the entire petition, with the result that the inauguration and swearing in, as set out in the Constitution, will follow.
In event that the Supreme Court upholds President Kenyatta's re-election at the end of its 14 days with the NASA petition, this being the 1st of September, then the swearing-in ceremony will have to be held on the 12th of September, this being the first Tuesday, 7 days after the verdict. But in the event that the court overturns President Kenyatta's win, then the earliest that President-elect can be sworn into office is the 28th of November. But this only if there's neither a runoff nor a presidential petition after the fresh polls, which by law should be held exactly 60 days after the Supreme Court verdict.
So when this election is set aside and we start afresh, it means it's a new slate. So all those compliance issues must be met. And I do agree that probably the 60 days is shorter if you look at it from that perspective.
The judges live in Kenya. They live in our society. They know it very well. And therefore, they also have a duty to help get justice.
We have no problem. We have the best lawyers. IEBC has lawyers. Lakini tunataka watu wa Garissa na Kenya wadumishe amani.
With all eyes in the judicial, diplomatic and political world directed at the NASA petition, the Supreme Court will no doubt remain on the spotlight as the countdown to the final verdict draws to only 11 days away. Muremi Mwangi, KTN News in Nairobi.
Mike Mbuvi Sonko was this morning sworn in as the new Nairobi governor with a promise to restore the lost glory of the city of Nairobi. Sonko says he will fix the problems that have been bedeviling city residents and ensure service delivery is immediately improved. He took over the reins of power in the city from Evans Kidero during a colorful